Here today in this circle. Today is a great day. We're talking about Aboriginal Day. But when we talk about Aboriginal Day, we also talk about Native spirituality. And what was the knowledge and the wisdom that guided our ancestors prior to European contact? This is a snapping turtle. This is our highest form of musical instrument that we use to worship the Great Spirit. But it also talks about our creation story. Who are we? Where do we come from? Why are we here? And where are we going when we're going to leave this place one day? And our people always look to the natural world for answers. When we look at older brother sun is round. We look at grandmother moon, she's round. We look at the mother earth, she's round. Our spirit originates on the other side of the stars. And we have a certain connection with the Pleiades, that star constellation. Because for us, all life started with a woman. And then that woman had a daughter. Then there was two women. And then those two women encountered a male spirit. And then as a result of that, our first ancestors were born and were placed on this great turtle island. And in there we were given original instructions. And those instructions say that as you look around and all of these things that you see, from the earth that we call our mother, that we're at her bosom, to all of those waters and all of those fish that's contained in that water, to those medicines and those plants, we call the three sisters, the corn, the beans, and the squash, to all the animals that give up their life. They give us meat, they give us clothing, they gave us tools. We acknowledge them. To the strawberry, that is the leader of all the berries and all the fruit life. To the insects and all of the work that they do. And then to these trees, the forests, and how these trees help us, giving us sacred breath, making us grow and build certain things, making home for the birds. And then we acknowledge the birds and we thank them that they've come back again. Some of them that migrate and they sing their beautiful songs. And when our mind is troubled, you get up before the sun and you're going to hear the birds. They're still singing their sacred songs that they were given. And at the end of the day, then the birds sing again and they offer their chorus because they're so grateful that they were able to see another day. So to all of those birds, we acknowledge and we give thanks. Now that we finish with this lower world, the next thing we do now is we go in the upper world. And the first thing that we acknowledge are those beautiful winds like today, but also those big winds, the twisters and those hurricanes and that strong air that comes from time to time. But then we acknowledge our grandfathers, sacred ceremony that we do, and we ask that they protect our lodges and our homes. And then those grandfathers that bring those rain so that all of those crops could grow and our bellies will be full. And now we acknowledge our elder brother, the sun. And today is a great day for him because today at high noon we did sacred ceremony to acknowledge the summer solstice. And we said to you, our elder brother, today is the strongest day that you're going to give your love and your sacred energy to the earth mother and all the things that grow. So we acknowledge you and we thank you and we say, great brother, do not give up and continue to shine your light and your love so that everything that needs your strength and your power every day will continue. And then now we acknowledge our grandmother moon, that when we are asleep, she shines her face again. And our grandmother rises and lowers the oceans. She determines when children are born. She determines when we do sacred ceremony. She determines when we plant. All of this has been entrusted with our grandmother, the moon, and we acknowledge and we give her thanks that she is still continuing her ancient work, duties, and responsibilities. From there now we look to the star knowledge, the star constellations, and those sacred stories that we still have that talk about why are those stars the certain way that they are. And we're fortunate that we still have some of that knowledge and that wisdom today. So to all the star knowledge, the star people, we acknowledge them and we give them thanks. Now we bring our minds up to the messengers of the Great Spirit, that sacred energy that intersects with all of life. And sometimes when we are asleep, they come to us, our ancestors, in our dreams. They tell us about the past. They tell us about the present. They tell us about the future. And in there were the wise ones that came from the realm of universal truth. And when our ancestors forgot about how to act and be, they came and they gave us reminders again about how we're supposed to walk in a sacred, good way. So now to those messengers of the Great Spirit, we acknowledge and we give thanks. And then finally now, we call it the Great Mystery. In my Mohawk language, we say, Sungwayat Dizu, the force that made this body and all of the things that we see. And we say to all of that force and that sacred Father Sky cosmic energy that has a sacred interaction with our Mother the Earth. And as a result of cosmic Father Sky and Mother Earth, here we are all, the beautiful children of this universe. So now, with that being said, we acknowledge all of the things that sustain us. Now, one of the things that we know is that we all need water. In this drum, there is water, because water is life. Prior to conception, we were all in a water state. But when we left that sky world, we selected who our parents would be, and we came from that upper world to this lower world into the womb of our mothers. And before we were born, the first thing that had to happen was our mother's water broke. And when that water broke, water came, and then came us beautiful people, every one of us, just prior to our birth. So from water comes life, comes all of the roots and the plants. Then the animals now eat those plants, and we're part of the animal kingdom. And when we come into this world, we're all given that sacred breath. So now, when we sing our sacred songs, we acknowledge the Mother Earth, all the waters, all the medicines, all the people, everything in the lower world and the upper world. So now today is a great day to be alive. Because you know, there's some people that didn't make it this morning. And here we are, having the opportunity to be in each other's sacred presence again, in the power of peace, love, friendship. And that's something to celebrate, because there are people in the world today that wish that they could be standing here with their bellies full, with clothing, with a good body, and saying, hey, I feel good, da-da-da-da-da, so good. So fine, yeah. So music is the universal song of the universe. Now, remember a little while ago I talked about the three sisters, the corn, the beans, and the squash? Well, you know what? Every one of us here right now has a belly button. And if you don't have a belly button, I want you to come and see me, because I want to talk to you when I get done with my presentation. Now, because we have a belly button, without a doubt, we know who our mother is. We know who our grandmother is. We know who our great-grandmother is. And when we follow that link, it takes us all the way back to our first mother, which is Mother Earth. Now, money. I don't care if there was a trillionaire person here right now with all the money in the world. Because you know what? You can't eat money. But what we do is we acknowledge all the things in the natural world that continue to sustain us in that sacred cycle and web of life. Now I'm going to introduce you to a little bit of sacred song. This song we call in my language, Ona Uzara Goa. And it talks about the pumpkins and the squashes, because they're part of the three sisters, the three sacred sisters, the food that we need every day. But we wouldn't have that food if in that sacred cycle of life the sun didn't shine, or the moon didn't do her work, or the grandfather beans didn't come do their work. Everything is interconnected. Now what I would like us to do, if possible, we're going to acknowledge sacred song and all of those things that empower us. So when I say we-o, I would like you to say, hey. We-o.
Hey.
We-o.
Hey.
We-o.
Hey.
We-o.
Hey.
We-o.
Hey.
We-o.
Hey.
Guyane, 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 Guyane. Yo-ho! We-o.
Hey.
We-o.
Hey.
We-o.
Hey.
We-o.
Hey.
We-o.
Hey.
We-o.
Hey.
Guyane, 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 Guyane. Yo-ho! We-o, we-o,
Hey.
we-o,
Hey.
we-o,
Hey.
we-o,
Hey.
we-o.
Hey.
Woo! Whee! So now, each and every one of us have been empowered with that energy of the universe to keep our heads high, to enjoy and love this life, to stand up and protect Mother Earth and all of those ones, the flyers, the crawlers, the swimmers, the ones who don't have a voice, but yet today are crying because they are suffering because of global warming and climate change and some of the things that human beings are doing because they've lost sight of why they came to this world and what we're supposed to do when we come here. And when we're born and we come to this world, we have a responsibility to protect and to preserve this sacred garden, to enhance it and make it more beautiful if we could. And the unborn nations that are coming, the future generations, when they will be born, that they will inherit a happy, safe, clean, beautiful, peaceful home. That's our responsibility to them. And you know what? We're letting them down. Because there's a young Swedish activist by the name of Greta Thunberg. And she's addressed many people at high level about where we are now with global warming and climate change. And I'm just going to end now with something that is paramount that is happening today. I've been in sacred ceremony with many great, strong spiritual leaders of this land. You know, in my nation, the Mohawk Nation, May 1st, 1990, two of our Mohawk brothers in the sister community of Akwesasne lost their lives because Mohawks decided that we could go to war with each other, and Mohawks started killing Mohawks. And when that happened, some of us that are in leadership position, we got together and we evoked on Sunday, May 6, 1990, this ceremony that this great peacemaker that established our government, that even influenced the United States government for this intervention, because this prophet said that if the time ever came that we started to kill each other, do this ceremony and I will return. And what is happening is the indigenous spiritual resurrection is here. We are all rising up now to a time where we're starting to see different, to hear different, to speak different. And we better start doing different because nobody's coming to save us. We've been entrusted with a responsibility, and if we destroy this, then we'll have no one to blame but ourselves because we did it. So now, after that intervention happened, different strong spiritual people got together all across Turtle Island. And in 1994, in the Lakota territory, in South Dakota, there was a woman prophet that came amongst their people centuries ago. And she says, when the human beings are going to be in turmoil, I will return. And she says, the next time I return, I'm going to return as a white buffalo calf. And in 1994, miracle was born. And to the Lakota people and the elders of Turtle Island who knew what that meant, we were in time of prophecy now. Many animals are coming in the form of white. White whales, white deer, white snakes, white birds, all over. You're seeing them, and the animals are giving us a sign that we better get back to purity of mind and heart, because they're suffering, and the only way they could speak to us is through color, and that's why they're coming in white. Now, Orville Looking Horse is a real good friend of mine. We've been in Uipi ceremony. We've been in Sweat Lodge together. There's a lot of spiritual work that we've done. For almost over 20 years now, he started a movement where he's declaring June 21st, World Peace Day. He's an ambassador for peace. He goes all over the world. He talks about the same